was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Hi, my name is Tsiwo Malani and I'm at UCT. I'm a student. I study information systems.
Hi, my name is Sharda Beerthuis. I'm originally from the Netherlands. I study here at UCT doing my master's in environment and society.
Hi, my name is Carly Adonis and I study social work.
Hi, my name is Zagiti Kulu and I'm a student at UCT and I'm studying environmental science as well as politics.
When I was young, I was pretty chubby. I was pretty kind of big actually when I was younger, when I was in primary school. And it was more like the sense of that I couldn't run as fast and I couldn't swim. I was a terrible swimmer, and I think that kind of hurt me quite a bit. Not necessarily as much my body, but the fact that I'd see other guys and they'd just be so much faster than me, or they could just do 10 push-ups really easily and I couldn't.
So the physical barrier.
Yeah, it's the physical thing, knowing, oh, because I obviously have more weight, I can't do these things, and that was kind of the big thing for me, oh, okay, well that it kind of sucks or whatever. Yeah, that was my experience.
Take off your shirt and just go swimming and don't think about it twice.
Yeah, usually it's just yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think too much about it. I mean, obviously I was concerned, okay, well, I know I have a big stomach or whatever, but I don't think that was the major thing. The major thing was just about, okay, these other guys, they can do things so much better than I can. Okay. And it's because of my body. I know I don't have the best body for athletics or swimming or running or whatever, so.
You'd be surprised though, because for example, I used to play a lot of sports, and being my size, you wouldn't, expect people to be actually on top of their game. But funny enough, I used to be part of the first team. I used to be, I was even the captain of my athletics team, funny enough. Whereas there are actual people who are faster, You'd expect a person on track to be a captain. And then in my year, I'm a field event person. And you have, I don't know, this, I don't want to say energy, you have this vitality about you, Whereas it doesn't have to be this traditional person. Because you'd expect a skinnier person to be faster, etc., etc. But it's also what you put in, It's all about the effort that you actually put into training for that sport, Whereas I feel with people who are bigger, you don't want to do a lot. But because of that, that's when I was you know what? I'm going to show you guys. I can actually do exactly what you guys can, and it's not an issue.
It's actually a psychological barrier.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing, because as soon as I got to high school, I kind of lost the weight.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I was top in athletics then. I was top, one of the fastest runners. I used to do long distance, come second, first in the grade. And it was so weird because I used to be at the back. But it just changed, it was obviously with my body and yeah, it obviously I got older, whatever, and it all changed. So I'm glad, but it was obviously a weird time, I think, for me, as a kid, yeah.
In terms of my experience, I feel it stems from my family in terms of the whole you need to look a certain way type of thing, So as a child growing up, every time maybe my weight used to fluctuate, but not that much. But when I'd lose weight, they'd be okay, you're on the right way, carry on, going that way. And it's okay, I'm a child though, why are y'all putting so much pressure on me? And then I got to a point where, I was exposed to your Ashleys and your thick Leonces and, all these non-conventional models. And it's okay, so it's okay to look the way I look and feel good and wear shorts for crying out loud and not feel anywhere about it. So I feel with me and my whole body journey, I've only started to fully accept my body here in university. As much as there's still that standard, maybe slim thick is in now. So slim waist and then thick bottom. And with me, I'm just okay, Shab, I'm not going to follow all these trends because I'm going to lose my mind if I were to follow all these different trends. So it's it stems all to loving yourself and accepting yourself the way you are, and also kind of like making sure that you're healthy, you know. So yeah, I don't know.
I think I always had a pretty good relationship with my body. I've never felt uncomfortable, but maybe that's also because from a societal perspective, I think I fit right in. And I never had the feeling that, like, I don't gain weight easily. I can eat whatever I want. So in a way, I'm lucky from a societal perspective. I don't know. It's so that maybe makes me also think less, like I'm not that insecure about my body because of that. But it is very linked to societal norms, I think. Yeah.
And
So.
it's interesting that you say that because for me, growing up, I've always had like a flat tummy and like small upper body. And then I've always had a larger upper body because I'm curvy, because that's how my body's supposed to be. And I always hated my legs. Like always hated my legs. I always thought they were too big. And the only reason I thought it was too big is because what I saw in the media, no one had big legs. And my top half was like fine, so I never had a problem with that. But my bottom half is what I really had a problem with. And when I started to lose the weight, when I was eating unhealthily, but unhealthily, was the first thing that started to get smaller were my legs. Because my top half has never really fluctuated, but it's more my bottom half. And it was just weird for me because, and I hate to admit this, but because I feel like disappointed in myself, but I don't think I would have ever gone through what I went through if it weren't for the influence of the media. And it's hard to admit that because I feel like that makes me weak because I got influenced by it. But I always have to be forgiving to myself because I was conditioned that way.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm trying to change my body, it's always me trying to change my curves. And I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that this is my body and this is the body I was given. And there is no body type, there is no mold, because different people have different bodies, and the European body is unrealistic for a non-European. And I don't know why I'm having like a revelation as I'm speaking. Like, this is really therapeutic. Like, this is really therapeutic, but I don't know why I strived for this idea. And I'm really enjoying the journey of coming to terms with my body.
I think you touched on something really crazy. Like, that's a really deep topic. I think it stems a lot deeper than just the media now. Like, when we think back, and even like in South African history, you know, like it's like Sarah Baartman, right? Like, she was taken to Europe, right, as like a freak act or something.
Exactly.
But just, I mean, that was just her natural body. She didn't. I mean, obviously, if she just woke up every day and lived her life, like, yeah, like that was just normal. That was just how she was. But in a different society with different conditionings and different ideas, like she was considered like a freak or something to laugh at, something to make fun of. But that was like her body, like her shape. That was it. And I feel like that sort of mindset kind of like stayed. It not in the same sense of like race, like that type of racism, but just the idea of like what the ideal body should be and what the ideal body shouldn't be. And I think it's only been like up until now with the whole like body confidence thing where it started to change, I guess.
I would definitely say that society's reaction to my weight loss is what perpetuated my idea of what made me acceptable, if that makes sense. And each and every day, my friend and I, because we're sort of going through the same thing, we send each other pictures of our meals to make sure that we're eating, to like check up on each other.
It's
So
almost unheard of, you know,
Yeah.
of actually checking in with your friend. Yeah, so no, good to see you guys. And also, did you have this eating disorder, or can I call it that? Did you have it like in varsity, or was it like maybe in high school?
it started in matric in high school. Yeah.
Okay. Would you say maybe the pressure and exams, etc., was what led to it?
I definitely think that my state of mind at the time and me not prioritizing myself and prioritizing everything else in my life
Yeah.
hugely contributed to my bad eating patterns and stuff, yeah.
And how would you say is your like habits now compared to then?
Each and every day is like a struggle. If I'm being honest, like yesterday was a down day for me. And I really feel defeated sometimes. I'm like, you know what to do. Like, just eat. Like, you know what you need to do. But it's such a mental thing. It's not even about me not wanting to eat. It's like my body programs itself to not feel hungry. And each and every day, I try the best that I can do. And I'm trying to be better than yesterday, each day. Yeah.
Like you say, the standard 3 portions are, I don't know, is it the right way? And also, you spoke about like the food groups. So I was wondering that, I wouldn't say they change every time, but like, is it the right way? Because I feel like, yeah, I feel like with different people it varies.
Oh, yes,
But like, because we're programmed to think that, okay, you're supposed to be eating like this, you know, you're supposed to have like, I think carbs is at the bottom. But like,
The food.
yeah, of the food.
pyramid.
Yeah, pyramid.
I'm not too
Whereas,
familiar with it myself, but yeah.
whereas, I feel like carbs, in society we're told we shouldn't eat a lot of carbs. But I always have that picture in my mind that, wait, when we were little, we were taught that we're supposed to eat carbs, you know? So, I don't know, like, did it switch up or?
Because carbs is what gives us our energy. Because that's how we get energy and that's how we like can sustain ourselves throughout the day is through
Yeah.
carbs. And I think it's through the dieting culture and not eating sugar and not eating carbs.
Yeah.
But it's all about moderation. And we just been conditioned to think that carbs are bad.
Yeah.
But we're not told that everything in moderation. So we can't completely cut out a food group, but we just because all the diets are like no sugar, no carbs. Like the strict thing is no carbs.
Yeah,
Like,
even
but
some say no milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also very body specific, right? Each body
True.
works differently. So for you, maybe it makes you feel very tired, but for another person, it makes you feel energized. So I think you can't be too strict.
So how
when
do
it
you go
comes-
about that? Do you maybe go to a dietitian and ask them specifically, and how are like how's the normal South African
That would
exposed?
be nice,
Right?
If you could go to a dietitian
And
and
even
let
like
it check
access.
and just
Yeah.
see what works for you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's accessible or even
Yeah.
possible. I actually don't know.
Every day I try my best to have healthy eating habits because I thought that healthy eating habits meant like eating clean and eating like plant-based, but it's much more than that, and it's about your relationship with food. And because for me, I would justify my weight loss by, oh no, but I'm eating healthy, I'm not eating junk food, I'm not, you know, binging, I'm not starving myself, but I would just like eat fruit or like just eat vegetables with like no carbs or anything else. And I would like, I don't know how to explain it, but I would justify my bad eating habits with food by what I was eating. But I knew deep inside that like you can't just eat fruits, you can't just eat vegetables.
Yeah.
My dream is to use my gifts and my talents and the things that I enjoy to inspire others.
And my dream is to keep being inspired.
My dream is for South Africa to prioritize social development, and I hope that I can play a role in that.
I really dream that we have a place where we're free to be ourselves unapologetically.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.